but certainly important, and that is our budget for this year. And I'm going to ask Seth Patterson, our treasurer, to come up and accompany me, just in case there are any shoes that are thrown at us. I'll try to duck, and maybe he'll catch one for me. Now, I think it's important to level set also. First President Roland. Okay, let me put this on for, no, I won't need that, I'm sure. I'm going to take you through the budget sequentially and how we arrived at the decisions that we did and how we got here in the first place. We started this fiscal year with a $54,000 deficit to our budget. We had an unexpected and significant membership decline from the previous year. If you think about it, we had budgeted last year a net increase of 5 members. We ended the year down 24 members for a total of 29 members that we did not have in our budget that were originally counted on. Consequently, we started the year with almost half of that $54,000 in the negative. So what we did was executive committee and the board, we got together and tried to decide what we could do to close the budget. We knew we had to make some tough decisions. One of the things that would be easy to do in terms of making a very quick decision would be to raise everyone's membership dues. If we did that, every member would have to have their dues increased by somewhere around $235. And we did not want to do that. So we said, let's make some more creative assumptions and see if we could do something to get this budget deficit corrected. So the first thing we did was we looked at expenses. Where could we cut expenses? And we were able to trim a little more than $18,000 off of that $54,000 shortfall. We were able to do that because we reduced our administrative costs. We held our staff salaries flat this year. We also reduced some of the staff hours by 23%. We dramatically reduced our involvement in the district conference. We slashed the president's budget by 25%. And we had to make some additional tough choices. And some of our choices, when we thought about it, was we did not want to impact the membership, at least from a visibility standpoint. So we tried to cut those things that would not be as visible. And we did not want to compromise our stature as a large club or the lunches and the programs that you're accustomed to. But one of the areas that we identified was where we could have key savings was if we became 100% electronic in terms of the distribution of our keyway and the distribution of our roster. Now, I know that will present a hardship for very few of us, and we are making alternative arrangements to provide paper copies for those who have no other way of getting those. But I'm going to tell you, I went on the website, and there's a PDF file there. I downloaded it to my PC, and it actually works much better than trying to look for a roster because you can go right through all the names, and it has all the information that you need that is currently on the paper copy of the roster. But both of those will result in significant savings for our club. However, even after all of those savings that we made and were able to reduce expenses, we still had a $36,000 shortfall to our budget. I personally think that budgets are made to be met and are not to be taken lightly. So we look for ways to increase our income. And what we were able to estimate with Seth's help, we believe by creating advertising revenue on the website and in the keyway. In addition to that, we think we can begin direct sales of Rotary gear like lapel pins, clothing, etc., cups, glasses, that we can combine all of those and raise an additional $7,500 in the next year. So that reduces our budget to 28.5, the gap to 28.5. And herein where we have to think about, after exhausting all other means, possibly raising the dues. But as I said before, we did not want to raise the dues, so we tried to be more creative. What we decided was that we would create a one-time dues supplement of $100 for every member. That is not an ongoing expense, but a one-time expense that would help us achieve our budget, meet our budget, in addition to adding 5 new members from our current roster. Those 2 provisions will help us close the gap to our budget. But we also then took another step back and said, you know what, that's not the problem, because we really want to address the long-term health and viability of our club. We really should be adding members. So we instituted another program that says, if you bring in a new member, we will credit you that $100 and you won't have to pay that one-time dues supplement. So for every new member you bring in, and you can take the new members and spread them among your friends and fellow members if you like, but that would be, we think, a better alternative, because we really don't want to assess the $100. We would much prefer having new members. We hope by taking this approach, it will accomplish 2 things. We will see an increase in our membership, and we will see an increase in engagement, which is what our theme is this year. I hope you understand the dilemma that we're in. I hope you understand the task and the hard work that went into trying to resolve a 2-year budget problem. And I hope you see that right now our club, by all measures, is no longer a large club. But if we can have this uplift of membership this year, we can get back, or at least take the first steps of getting back to that stature of a large club. I hope you understand that and agree with that. And if there's any questions, I'll take those right now, and I have stuff here to help me as well. So I'm going to take silence as agreement. And I thank you, and really, thank you very much for your support, your engagement. And, our alternative is not really to assess the $100. Our preference is really to get new members in the club, and we can do that and solve 2 different problems. So thank you very much. Appreciate that.